9 out of 10 drivers ruin their fresh oil change within the first 24 hours and have no idea they're doing it. But here's the kicker. One of these mistakes could destroy your engine in minutes, yet mechanics never warn you because they profit from the damage. And chances are you're making at least 3 of these mistakes right now. Before you waste another oil change, here are 13 things you must stop doing immediately after fresh oil. Don't skip this. It will save your engine's life. Let's dive in. Mistake number 13. Slamming the gas pedal immediately. The most dangerous 10 minutes for your engine happens right after an oil change, and dealerships deliberately don't warn you about it because early engine wear means more profit for them later. Fresh oil needs 10 to 15 minutes of gentle driving before it can protect at full strength. The filter is still soaking, oil passages are clearing air pockets, and the pump is stabilizing pressure. Hammer the throttle immediately, and the top end runs dry under heavy load for critical seconds. The real secret is, cam lobes scrape, lifters tap, and bearings take permanent damage they never recover from in those first few minutes. This wear is invisible, but cumulative, shaving years off your engine's life in one aggressive acceleration. You'd be shocked how many engines develop lifter tick and premature top-end wear simply because the driver floored it leaving the shop parking lot. Mechanics see this damage constantly, but never connect it to post-oil change driving because that would require admitting they should have warned you. Give your engine a soft 10 to 15 minute break-in period. Smooth throttle, normal speeds, no towing, no redline pulls. Once oil reaches full operating temperature, your engine is ready for real work. That small window of patience adds literal years to engine life. Mistake number 12. Skipping the post-idle oil level recheck. Most engines get damaged after the oil change, not during it. And it happens because drivers trust the first dipstick reading instead of the second one that actually matters. Right after filling, the dipstick lies. The filter isn't full yet. Galleries aren't primed, and oil hasn't settled properly in the pan. Most drivers check once, close the hood, and drive away underfilled without knowing it. Mechanics love this mistake because running slightly low on fresh oil causes bearing scuffs, heat spikes, and pressure drops that create future repair revenue. Why would they teach you the second check when your mistake fills their service bays? Here's the kicker. Idle the engine for 30 to 60 seconds after filling, shut it off, wait a moment, then pull the dipstick again. That second reading is the truth. If it's low, top it off in small amounts. If it's high, drain excess immediately. What they're hiding, this tiny recheck prevents bearing damage, dry starts, and the mysterious engine noise that shows up 500 miles later, requiring expensive diagnosis. The second check takes 60 seconds and prevents $3,000 plus in hidden wear. Set a timer on your phone. Never skip the post-idle recheck. Mistake number 11. Ignoring the oil life monitor reset. Modern engines rely on that oil life percentage more than you realize. And when it's not reset, your ECU makes decisions that slowly destroy your fresh oil without warning. Your car tracks temperature, load, idle time, cold starts, and driving habits. When the system isn't reset, the ECU thinks old oil is still inside. It calculates the next interval wrong, warns you at the wrong time, and in some vehicles even adjusts engine parameters incorrectly. Dealerships know this, but won't tell you because missed resets create confusion that brings you back for diagnostic services at $150 plus per visit. They profit from your uncertainty about when maintenance is actually due. Nobody mentions this, but some cars log missed services in memory. When a dealer plugs in a scanner later, that missing reset shows up like a red flag, giving them ammunition to claim you neglected maintenance even though you just changed the oil. What they don't tell you, missed resets create red flags on dealer scanners that they use to deny warranty claims and blame you for poor maintenance history, even when you've done everything right. Every car has a reset sequence, sometimes in the menu, sometimes with a pedal trick, sometimes with an ignition combo. Do it immediately after the oil change while you're still in the driver's seat. This keeps your maintenance schedule accurate and prevents false, service-required warnings that make you second-guess yourself. YouTube your exact make and model plus oil life reset. Learn it once, use it forever. Mistake number 10. Failing to inspect what you drained out. You just threw away the one thing that could have warned you about catastrophic engine damage months before it happens. The old oil you drained. That black liquid isn't trash. It's a diagnostic report showing exactly what's happening inside your engine. Thick, gritty oil is sludge forming. Shiny metallic flakes equals bearings or rings wearing down. Milky chocolate color equals coolant leaking in from failing head gasket. Burnt smell equals overheating or extended intervals. Here's what's crazy. Quick lube shops deliberately skip this inspection because catching problems early eliminates their future engine repair revenue. They'd rather you drive away blind than warn you about early wear patterns visible in old oil. Pour drained oil into a clear container and shine a flashlight through it. Look for shimmer indicating metal particles. Drag a small magnet through it to catch ferrous debris. Cut the old filter open and spread the pleats apart. Carbon, metal, or varnish reveals engine health. A $12 magnetic drain plug makes this even easier by catching metal particles before they circulate. Oil change shops won't install these because accelerated wear means you'll need a new engine sooner. This 2-minute inspection can save you $5,000 plus by catching head gasket leaks, bearing wear, or carbon buildup months before they turn into catastrophic failures. Your new oil protects the future. The old oil warns you about problems already starting. Never throw away the warning signs. Mistake number 9. Not logging service date and mileage. Engines don't fail overnight. They fail because someone forgot when maintenance was last done. And that memory lapse costs thousands in premature wear. Without a written record, you can't tell if your fresh oil has 500 miles on it or 5,000. That guesswork leads to extended intervals, sludge buildup, low pressure, and oil that breaks down long before you realize it. The real secret is, skipping past the recommended interval doesn't show symptoms immediately. The damage builds quietly through scored cams, worn rings, and weak pressure on cold starts. By the time the engine sounds tired, the harm is already permanent. Dealerships actually love when you don't track dates because it creates "did I or didn't I" confusion that brings you in for unnecessary early changes or diagnostic services. Both scenarios generate revenue. Either you pay for oil you didn't need, or you pay to diagnose damage from oil you kept too long. What they're hiding: a clean maintenance log raises resale value by $500 to $2,000. Buyers pay premium prices for documented consistency. Missing records make buyers assume neglect even if you changed oil religiously. Write it down immediately. Log mileage, date, and oil type every single time. Use phone notes, a small card on the dash, or a sticker by the driver's door. It takes 10 seconds and adds years to engine life while protecting resale value. Build the paper trail that proves you maintained the engine properly. Mistake number 8, neglecting every other fluid under the hood. You have the hood open, tools out, and perfect visibility of the entire engine bay. Yet you ignore the fluids that will kill your engine faster than old oil ever could. Low coolant cooks head gaskets at $4,000 to $7,000 per repair. Dark brake fluid ruins ABS pumps at $800 to $1,500. Burnt power steering fluid eats seals. A worn serpentine belt can destroy the alternator, water pump, and AC compressor in seconds. None of these failures care that your oil is fresh. Here's the kicker. Mechanics deliberately hope you focus only on oil because engines don't fail from one big problem. They fail from small issues left unnoticed. Each neglected fluid becomes a future repair ticket they profit from. Here's what's crazy. One neglected brake fluid change can cost you $1,500 in ABS pump failure. Yet mechanics never check it during oil changes because that prevention eliminates their future repair revenue. Use the oil change as your complete underhood inspection. Check coolant level between min/max. Brake fluid should be clear or light tan, not muddy. Power steering fluid needs steady level with no foam. Transmission fluid, check it warm if your car has a dipstick. Air filter clean or replace. Battery terminals, no white corrosion. These 60 seconds prevent roadside breakdowns and $1,000 plus repairs. Treat oil changes as total maintenance events, not isolated chores. Everything is already open and visible. Catch problems while they're still cheap to fix. Mistake number 7, not warming engine properly after fill. One of the most overlooked mistakes happens in the critical minutes right after adding fresh oil. Starting and immediately driving without letting the engine properly circulate and pressurize the new oil through the entire system. Fresh oil sits cold in the pan after filling. The filter is dry, oil galleries are empty, and the pump needs time to push lubricant through every passage, bearing surface, and valve train component. Start the engine and immediately drive off, and you're asking cold, unpressurized oil to protect metal surfaces already moving at thousands of RPM. The real secret is, Mechanics know this causes bearing scuffs and valve train wear, but they never explain the warm-up procedure because that knowledge prevents the premature engine wear they profit from later. Quick lube shops rush you out the door before proper circulation happens. After filling, start the engine and let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds minimum. Watch the oil pressure gauge rise to normal. Listen for the lifter noise to quiet down as oil reaches the valve train. Only then is the system fully primed and ready for driving loads. What they're hiding, skipping this warm-up, causes the majority of post-oil change bearing damage. The first 30 seconds are when most wear occurs, if oil hasn't reached critical surfaces. A simple idle period prevents thousands in future repairs. Never start and immediately drive after an oil change. Give your engine 60 seconds to fully pressurize the fresh oil. If these mistakes are already blowing your mind, smash that subscribe button right now. We've got 6 more coming that mechanics definitely don't want getting out. And number 1 will make you furious.
Mistake number 6, using harsh chemicals during cleanup.
The cleanup after an oil change destroys more engines than the oil change itself. And it happens because drivers reach for the wrong products without thinking. When oil spills on the block, exhaust or belt area, most people grab whatever's closest: brake cleaner, degreaser or chemical-soaked rags. That's where catastrophic damage starts that shows up weeks later as mysterious electrical problems or belt failures. Harsh cleaners seep into electrical connectors, dissolve protective coatings on wiring, and dry out rubber faster than heat ever could. I've seen serpentine belts glaze over and start squealing after one sloppy brake cleaner wipe. Wiring harnesses corrode because someone blasted chemicals into tight spaces around sensors. The real secret is, mechanics love when you use aggressive cleaners because the resulting damage creates diagnostic nightmares. Intermittent electrical faults from corroded connections generate $200 plus diagnostic fees plus $800 to $1,200 electrical repair costs. They can blame on age and wear instead of cleanup mistakes. Use a small microfiber rag with mild detergent and water. Wipe gently around sensitive areas. Avoid electrical connectors entirely. Let the engine warm up after cleaning. Hot metal reveals real leaks, while cold metal hides them. You'd be shocked how many random electrical gremlins and belt squeals start immediately after someone cleaned spilled oil with brake cleaner. The damage is invisible until components start failing weeks later. Clean smart, not aggressive. Your sensors and belts will last years longer. Mistake number 5, closing the hood without final checks. Some oil changes fail the moment the hood shuts, not because the work was done wrong, but because it was never actually finished. Fresh oil hasn't settled yet. The filter hasn't fully saturated. The pump hasn't pushed oil through every passage. Small mistakes like a loose drain plug, unsealed filter, or incorrect oil level don't reveal themselves until the engine runs. And if you've already closed the hood and walked away, you never catch them. Here's what's crazy. This is where smart drivers separate from careless ones. After filling, idle the engine for 30 to 60 seconds without revving. Shut it off and wait a moment. Pull the dipstick again. Look under the car for drips. Run your fingers under the filter checking for wetness. Shine a light at the drain bolt. Dealerships rush this final check because they're running service bays like assembly lines. Cars per hour matters more than thoroughness. They'd rather you discover leaks at home than slow down their operation. What they're hiding, these tiny post-fill checks, expose problems before they become leaks, pressure drops, or catastrophic dry starts that scar bearings permanently. A 2-minute final inspection prevents $3,000 plus engine damage from missed details. Never assume the job is done until you've verified everything twice with the engine running. Mistake number 4, driving hard before oil reaches operating temperature. The first 5 miles after an oil change are the most critical for engine longevity, yet most drivers treat them like any other miles. And that's exactly where permanent damage happens. Cold oil is thick and slow. It hasn't reached the viscosity where it flows freely and protects properly. Fresh oil needs to heat up gradually under light load before it can handle high RPM or heavy throttle demands. Push the engine hard while oil is still cold, and you're forcing thick lubricant through tight passages while demanding maximum protection from fluid that isn't ready yet. Bearings take the hit first, followed by cam lobes and piston rings. Nobody mentions this, but mechanics see the scoring patterns this creates during teardowns but never explain it to customers because admitting cold oil damage exists means admitting they should warn everyone leaving the shop. Instead, they blame normal wear, and sell you overhaul services. You'd be shocked how many 200,000-mile engines die at 120,000 from this exact mistake. Aggressive driving on cold, fresh oil that permanently scars bearing surfaces in the first few miles after every oil change. Drive gently for the first 5 to 10 miles after any oil change. No aggressive acceleration, no high RPM, no towing until the temperature gauge shows normal operating range. Once oil is fully warmed, you can drive normally. Here's the kicker. This gentle warm-up period adds thousands of miles to bearing life and prevents the premature wear patterns that turn 200,000-mile engines into 120,000-mile failures. Treat fresh oil with respect during its break-in period. Mistake number 3, not checking for leaks within 24 hours. Fresh gaskets and seals don't fail immediately. They fail when pressure builds, temperature rises, and the engine starts working. That's why the first 24 hours after an oil change are critical inspection windows most drivers completely ignore. A drain plug washer that seemed tight when cold can weep once heat expands metal. An oil filter gasket that looked sealed can develop a slow drip once pressure stabilizes. These aren't dramatic failures, they're slow leaks that rob your engine of oil so gradually you don't notice until the low oil light appears and damage has already started. The real secret is, quick lube shops count on you not checking for leaks, because by the time you notice oil loss, they can blame external factors instead of their installation mistakes. No accountability, no comeback warranty work, pure profit. Within 24 hours of your oil change, park on clean pavement overnight. Check for spots the next morning. Pop the hood and inspect the filter and drain plug area with a flashlight. Run your fingers underneath both. If they come back oily, you have a developing leak. What they're hiding, catching leaks in the first 24 hours, means you can return immediately for correction under warranty. Wait a week and they'll claim the leak, develop naturally, and charge you full price to fix their mistake. Early detection saves oil, prevents bearing damage, and holds shops accountable.
Mistake number 2, forgetting to keep receipts and records.
Engines tell the truth, but paperwork proves it. And throwing away receipts is throwing away thousands in warranty protection and resale value. Those receipts aren't just paper. They document what oil you used, when you changed it, and that you maintained the engine properly. Without them, warranties get denied, extended service plans refuse coverage, and future buyers assume neglect, even if you changed oil religiously. You'd be shocked how many warranty claims get rejected not because maintenance wasn't done, but because the owner couldn't prove it was done. Dealerships use missing documentation as legal grounds to deny $5,000 plus engine repairs that should be covered. Keep a small folder in the glove box. Snap photos of every receipt and store them in phone notes. Build a maintenance trail showing consistency. When something fails internally, that history is the only thing proving you took care of the engine. Here's the kicker. A clean maintenance folder raises resale value by $500 to $2,000. Buyers pay premium prices for documented care. Missing records make buyers assume the worst and lowball their offers accordingly. Protect your investment with a paper trail that proves you maintained it correctly. Mistake number 1, trusting that the shop did everything correctly. The biggest mistake you can make after an oil change is assuming the people who did it actually cared about your engine as much as you do. They don't. And that blind trust costs thousands. Quick lube shops run on speed, not quality. Technicians are pressured to finish jobs in 10 minutes or less. Drain plugs get cross-threaded, filters get over-tightened, wrong oil grades get poured in, drain pan threads get stripped, oil levels get missed, and nobody double-checks because the next car is already pulling in. The real secret is, these shops make money on volume, not precision. They'd rather rush through 50 cars at acceptable quality than do 25 perfectly. Your engine is a number on their daily quota, not a machine they care about protecting. When you pick up your car, verify everything yourself. Check the oil level immediately. Look under the car for fresh drips. Inspect the filter for proper seating. Verify the correct oil grade was used. Start the engine and listen for unusual noises indicating low pressure or air in the system. What they're hiding? Shops that make mistakes count on customers driving away without verification. Once you leave the property, they can deny responsibility and blame pre-existing conditions for any damage their errors caused. You'd be shocked how many engines get destroyed by simple installation mistakes, wrong oil viscosity, missing drain plug washers, double gasketed filters, or chronic underfilling. All preventable with 5 minutes of post-service inspection. Never trust. Always verify. Your engine's life depends on it.